I am Racquel Helena D, Abagat, 18 years old, from Batac City, ILOCOS Norte. There has been a long wide issue about your Sangguniang Kabataan, if we're going to abolish it or not. My stance will be very clear. I think, and personally, that we should not abolish SK. Why? Because of three reasons, and I'm going to tie it back to how our nation, our state, the Philippines, should work as a democratic country. I'm going to tell you the three principles of democracy. The first is accountability, the second is the participation, and the third is in terms of representation. I'm going to tackle the first principle, in terms of accountability, because I think that if you're going to abolish SK, it's as if that you're now giving up the accountability of the youth people to experience how is it to feel consequences, to experience how is it to make laws, for example. You're going to remove that accountability from them, and you're going to remove that particular right if you're going to abolish SK. Why? And I'm going to tell you why is it linked to your second principle, and this is going to be the participation, because I think that those three principles are interconnected. If you remove the presence of accountability, it's as if that you're also removing the presence of participation. How? Most likely, if you're going to remove your Sangguniang Kabataan, then most likely there will be no youth sector who's going to participate in activities, in projects, in programs that your government is trying to have or you're trying to forward at the end of the day. And I think that those kinds of things are much more harmful if you try to remove SK, because through SK, people like your youth sectors can be able to participate in those particular projects. Remove that, then obviously there will be no youth people who are going to participate. But even if there will still be people, we think that those people do not have that kind of incentive, or they cannot be actualized that much, because anyway, and this will be the third principle, they're not going to represent it, because in the representation principle, it's important as well for their views, for their perspectives to be heard. And you're not going to do that, and you cannot do that without your Sangguniang Kabataan. That's why Sangguniang Kabataan is essential and indeed important in terms of forwarding the goals and views of your particular youth sector, because your youth sector aren't just your your kids, or aren't just your children who are just clamoring for peace, who are just clamoring for milk and things like that. I think that, and I believe that this particular youth sector deserve the right to be heard, because we have age brackets, right? We have different needs, we have different types of satisfaction. That's why it's important as well that these people will participate in your lawmaking processes and in all of those projects for us to be consistent as a democratic country.